I am Mo Tuzano, the Tabletop Bellhop, your cardboard concierge, working with you to make your game nights better. Now, what I'm hoping to do for you tonight is let you know if you should be interested in, or if you want to pick up Vienna, this big, heavy box from Queen Games. This is the 5th game in the Stefan Felt City Collection. And this is a re-implementation, a reworking, a significant update to Isla. Now, Isla is a game I have played before. It's I called what Stefan Feld does if he discovered Pokemon, because it's a game about surrounding weird fantasy creatures and capturing them. Well, they have rethemed this to a spy game where you are going around the city of Vienna and bribing various people to try to find evidence before the detective catches up to you. So like complete, total different thing that features a really interesting mechanic for drafting cards and the cards giving you abilities later. So what I have here, this is the classic edition of Vienna. There is a deluxe edition. This is the version we have. Thank you, Queen Games, for providing us with a review copy. Know that I don't have the deluxe components. You can pick those up on your own, or you can buy deluxe edition, or if you backed it on Kickstarter, you even get a collector's coin. We're just looking at the one you can get in retail, the classic edition of Vienna. With that, we're going to dive into this box. So here we have Stefan Felt City Collection, Vienna from Queen Games, part of their new Green Game series. Very, very heavy box. I'm expecting a lot of cardboard here. Once I open this up, I'm just going to flip through the sides of the box here. Queen does not want you storing this vertically. Oh, no, they're good. You can store it however you like. Always appreciate that. Here's the back. You can kind of hear this thumping around. Like, this is heavy. We got some air in the box already doing some funky things. We're going to get to see the stuff on the inside, though, so enough with the box. Yeah, that is full. There is not a lot of air here at all. Okay, we got stickers, so there's probably a dual layer board somewhere in here that we can put stickers on to keep it level. We've got 3 decks, A, B, and C. We're going to put those aside. Wooden meeple. These are your I don't know exactly who you are playing. Oh, oddly loose plastic stands. These are the new type of stands Queen's using that are supposed to be better for protecting your cardboard. So I'm just going to I grabbed the green one this time. These are your people you're going to place around the city of Vienna. I don't know if they're investigators. Sorry about that. And a bag to draw out random chits. There's a bunch of stuff that'll be randomized. We're going to have multiple rule books in here in multiple languages. So we have the game for 2 to 4 players, age 14 plus. You are non-governmental secret agencies in 1950s Vienna. These are agents. There you go. These are your agents. We're going to flip through this pretty quick. Look at all those components. Okay, this is a big part. So you have the standard edition of the game. This is similar to La Isla. Then you have the advanced version, which is almost a totally new game. Like, I would say it's a new game. It's similar theme. There's an economy and money and everything else. Look at all this stuff. Ton of stuff in this box. We're going to set it up. It looks like we have another massive game board. You have this like desk. I'm hoping to see the desk. We'll see how well it sets up. You've going through this great. One of the things I do like about Queen is how they color code their sections of the rule book. It'll match the various parts on your boards that reference them. So, you know, if you're on the green part of your board, you're going to reference the green part of the book, showing off all the icons. And this is, so going back, you got 10 pages for the basic game rules, but that also includes things like your component overview and everything. Then you're looking at an additional, oh, not much. Okay, so the advanced game doesn't have a lot of new pages, but there is this whole thing with purchasing stuff. And then end the game in the advanced. Oh, yeah. See, the tables are going to be funky. If they're going to hold cards interestingly. There are expansions in here. So this is something we've seen in most of the City series. I've now seen one that didn't include this, but various expansions that have been put in, including Stefan Feld Agents and the Third Men. Then we have ads for the latest games coming out in these. It's odd. There's an ad for this one. Why is it weird? There's an ad for Vienna in Vienna, and then an ad for Cuzco, And then the original City Collection up till this point. No reference on the back. Surprising. But it's a Stefan Feld game. You got to have an addendum for all those icons. Look at that. It's almost ridiculous, to be fair. Look at all that icons. I would expect, as has been the case with all of these games, that everything will become clear after a couple plays. Okay, those are nice and clear. I gotta say, I do appreciate these. It's great because you can pass it around the table. Comes in another language. German. Tiles. And this should be S. Tiles and tokens. So, it's punching itself as we go. So these are actually from the advanced rules, so we're not going to worry about them, but these are contracts you're trying to fulfill missions. These are the evidence that you're trying, or bribes. These are what you're giving to people to bribe. And then the flags let you randomize the board, so it's not the same every time. Oh no, it's got to be the tables. So there's a mix of stuff on this odd fold out. Look at this thing. Sorry. Queen has the most unique punch boards of any game. Here's the actual evidence you're trying to get. They're square tokens. There's got to be some expansion stuff here. More bribing with booze. These are your lockbox, I think. Yes. So on the other side, these are the lockboxes you can buy. Again, that's advanced game. I'm going to see if I can put together one of these desks. So we're going to put the desk aside. So a big part of this game are these desks, which is some kind of funky dual layered board thing going on here. We're going to save that for last. This is a board just to hold stuff. That's literally what it's for, is to hold components off the side of the main board. There are two sides, depending if you're playing with the basic rules or the advanced rules. Oddly, this punches out, so it's a little smaller than the punch board. Oh, kind of cute. It actually is shaped like the building it is. So yeah, that's kind of a nice touch. Extra money for that die, but I'm going to toss that in, eat this. Again, more missions. Missions are part of the advanced rules. More contraband that you can bribe people with. Oh. This, again, is an advanced rule board that is added in. This is a additional market you can buy things from. And again, it's going to punch out and be a separate little building, which is kind of cool. Then we've got more desks, which makes sense. And just desk on this one. Green player's desk. Wow, look at like just weird, randomly shaped things. So this is a side desk. This is an expansion again. You can buy yourself a side desk so you have more room for all your paperwork and stuff. And I gotta say, compared to La Isla, there's so much more going on. All these weird folded punch boards. More missions, more side desks. Main desk for the red player. Reference card that you want to scare a new gamer away, just hand them this and go, no, just use the reference card to figure out how to play. As usual, though, once you play one round, you'll be like, oh, that's what that means. But looking at that, it's intimidating. You can buy a phone for your desk. These are various upgrades you can get, again, in the advanced game to upgrade your desks. And then we have, oh, this is punching itself. I don't even know what was there. It's already gone. Weird. There's a big, like, something should have been here. Oh, it's already punched. It's there. Okay. I'm like, we're missing something? I thought we were getting to the board. Still not at the board. All right. This is the tracker to show what the evidence is worth. So despite having a massive board, which we're about to get to, and I can tell it's these City Series games have big boards. This is just tracking the value of the various goods and how close you are to the end of the game. And here comes the board. Yep. It's a big one. This one's two-sided too. Queen City Series board. Must be massive. I gotta back up even more. Wow. There you go. The rather huge board. Two-sided for if you're playing with the advanced or the basic rules. We're going to move this out of the way and start putting stuff back into that. So you just got a score track on the outside. You've got all the various buildings on the map that are owned by different embassies and different countries control them. The flags can be changed. What resources here? You're going to put your workers here, and when you surround something, you're going to take it. Very functional board, kind of busy, but clear. I actually really like this board. I'm just, again, kind of surprised by just how big it is and how much table space it's going to take up. Oh yeah, the little plastic standee that didn't come in a bag. I am going to throw those in here so I don't lose them. Okay, next I'm going to do the card decks. We're just going to hide that off to the side for now. Starting with deck A, but I think they're all cards that, like they all go together. I think it's just deck A because that's how it's packaged. All right, deck A. These are cards you're going to draft. They're going to get slotted onto your player board, your desk, which is why they look like desk drawers. They're going to do 3 different things. You're going to have to pick which is card, what you're going to use it for. These should be numbered, so I'm not going to shuffle them because I know in the basic game you only use certain numbers. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it is numbered. And I got to say, as someone with aging eyes, that's bigger than I expected, which is nice. Big thing here is going to be learning the iconography of this game. So not a lot of art in the card because it's all icons, right? And they all look like desks, drawers, which there's a reason for that, which once I build the desk, I'll be able to show off. So pretty much what I expected, numbered 59, and it should just be more of the same. There may be some reference cards eventually. More of the same, all the way up to 118. Deck C, still more. All the way to the end? Nope, there's a little bit of advertising at the end, that's it. So again, there was a reference tile, if you remember correctly. So I'm just going to take these and put them just slightly over here by our dragon. These I'm not too worried about. I'm not even going to bother putting them back in the box. So now we're going to see how these desks assemble. So first I'm going to punch it. Oh, they also have coins. That's just part of the punch board. Punches pretty nicely here. And I gotta say, the first time I saw this done, I thought it was brilliant. I appreciate companies doing dual layer boards like this, where you just fold over and you can tape if you wish. So this part's garbage. Now some of this should be coming off, yes. And then we fold it over. Yeah, that's nice. Knowing how the game works, that's nice. So these are technically garbage. I'll give them to my kids because they like to do funky things with them. So these are upgrades, dual layers, so you can put the upgrade in when you earn them. I don't actually have any of those punch, but like they would slot in for the upgrade you bought. But the cool thing here is in the game, you're going to place a card here, place a card here, place a card here, have some workers here, but then you're going to slot these drawers in. And yeah, that slots in pretty nice. So you actually have your open drawer at the bottom of your desk. And eventually this will determine what character powers you have, or what abilities, I shouldn't say character powers, you have every round. And then eventually you have too many, so you have to actually like dump a desk and swap it to a different card. Now that comes right like Isla, that was the big mechanic in it. There's a bit of programmed movement up here, and then unlocking powers with cards that stay on your board. Then you got spots to put your missions and things like that on here as well. So I got to say that's a cool way to do it. I probably will never sticker these together. I'll just leave them how they are. And I got to say this is nice the way this slides in. So you can actually, because of the way they designed it, these cards slot in really nice under the desk. And the side desk should do the same thing. So there you go. The cool part of Vienna, where Queen Games took a game about catching fantasy animals and turned it into a noir detective secret investigation bribery game. Fascinating change. I am just putting the cards into this just to keep them all in one place when I pack this up. That's the only reason I'm doing that. Those don't actually belong in there. I am slightly concerned because I punched some stuff this isn't all going to fit nicely, but we'll see. I did remove a bit of cardboard too, so maybe if I get all this flat. Here, let's slide all the coins. This is a nice one here. I should show this too. Because this one, it's your coin box. Actually, the coins kind of fit inside, and then the lid will go on top. So that's kind of cool. All right, we're going to slide those all down, so at least this is flat. So many boards. This one is going to be a table hog. Yeah, see, these are the reference cards. So instead of reference pieces of paper. And here are some of those upgrades. So I had it on the green board. So here it is on the yellow board. Punching itself. Fine. Yellow table wants to be off of this. No, it doesn't. Just the top part does. I'm trying to make this as difficult as possible for me. Alright, just to show it. See, you have this. Here's your upgrade. Boom. My upgrade has been slotted. So just a place to slot that. And on this side, it tells you what it does. So, you know, if you're playing for the first few times, you now have this reminder that every time you complete a mission, you get 3 victory points. Sorry, I don't know why I'm holding it upside down. Every time you complete a mission. But, you know, if you know the game, you'd be like, I have the letter writer, the stamper. So, yeah, nice way to slot in your bonuses. I don't want to lose these coins. So we're going to punch those out right now. And get rid of that punch board. Again, may help fit everything in the end. Because there is a lot of cardboard in this box. Here, why not? Side table. We'll show off a side table really quick. It's the same deal, right? Side table. There's your side desk. Cards will slot underneath so you see the drawer. And there's a nice 3D look here, right? Like those are the table legs underneath. All right, I need more room down here. Trying to kind of spread these left and right. Oh, then we still have all this cardboard. Oh. Which, as I said, it's punching itself. There's a mission. There's another one that punched itself. We're just dumping this in. As to be expected from a Queen Game City Series game, no boxes. All right, here's the difficulty. These cards no longer fit because they're not 3 separate decks. So I'm trying to find a good way without punching all of this in front of you to store this. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to hate myself for it later. I am just going to put the cards here. Oh, that's right. They're numbered, though. I really don't want them to get mixed up. Okay. I'm going to have a punching party once I'm done with this broadcast where I punch all this so I can put it away safely. In the meantime, we're just going to put these aside and leave them out of the box. There you go. The massively heavy box for Vienna, Stefan Felt City Collection number 5 from Queen Games. The update, the complete remaking, the reworking of La Isla, completely new game, some similar mechanics. There is some really cool stuff going on here. Dual layered boards that are actually folded, which I love. That's awesome. Folded boards are way better. They don't warp. There is dual-sided tape like stickers you can use to attach them if you want to. I just recommend not. Just fold and unfold the board when you put it away. Heck, maybe they go in folded. I don't know. We haven't figured that part out yet. That is one thing that is lacking here is any form of organization for everything in here. There are some plastic baggies, but not a lot. So you're going to need some way to organize all those components. You may want to invest in some Plano or something. This game looks fantastic. Huge board, though. Massive board with multiple sideboards and large player boards. You're going to need some room. I don't know if this would fit on a 3x3 table. You might need a 4x4 or larger. So that is one concern. with Vienna. Stefan Felt City Collection number 5 is the amount of room it's going to take up. This looks great. I can't wait to get this to the table. I am hyped about playing this one in particular once I learn just how much it has evolved from its original form of La Isla. La Isla, I used to say, Stefan Feld does Pokemon, and it was a quick, kind of silly game about catching animals. This looks much more involved, and I like heavy games. So really looking forward to playing this one. When I do, I will be sharing my thoughts on social media, where I can be found everywhere as Tabletop Bellhop, one word. We'll be doing up a review on the Tabletop Bellhop Gaming Podcast, which you can find at tabletopbellhop.com and on your podcatcher of choice. Thank you for joining me for this Vienna unboxing. I am Mo Tuzano, the Tabletop Bellhop. Good day and game on.